Talk about how to interview your next business lawyer. So, assuming you're a business owner or somebody who's engaged in a business transaction, maybe you're an investor who has just an occasional need for a business lawyer, maybe somebody to help you negotiate an investment. For whatever reason, if you are out there talking to a business lawyer trying to figure out who the right one is for you, I want to give you some of the basics on how to do the interview. I've obviously been on the opposite side of a lot of these things, and I've also seen some good and bad along the way. A lot of good lawyers out there, but unfortunately, there's some lawyers jumping into business transactions that maybe don't have as deep of an expertise. So, what you want to be doing as a consumer is obviously looking for a lawyer who's licensed in the applicable jurisdiction, probably where you live or doing business, but maybe where the business is located if it's across state lines. So, you got to start there. But then you really want to get to know the person. And I think this is where personality and style becomes very important. Who do you want working with you? And what is your personality and style? And what you're looking for here is some degree of alignment. Obviously, you don't want somebody who's going to be bullying and pushing and being tough on the other side if you have a long-term relationship, unless that's the way you do business, right? Generally, you're going to want somebody who's cooperative, who understands the relationships in business to get the transaction done, to make sure you're represented fairly, but also to not ruffle the feathers and harm long-term relationships. So you need to start by finding somebody who kind of shares that personality set. So that should be part of your conversation is, what is your style? How do you work through things? And I think it's so important that you spend some time just getting to know the lawyer's style. And a lot of people will do the interviews and then immediately jump into a major transaction. And maybe they'll get some free time or some low-cost time or whatever, depending on the lawyer. Maybe talk to one or two lawyers, three lawyers, and then they'll just pick somebody. I think it's more important to have kind of that alignment conversation early in the process. So when you're starting this interview process, have a lawyer that will just sit there and talk about business philosophy, their views of the world, how they think business fits into the broader scheme of things, and see if you guys are in agreement. Because if you're not in agreement, if you really do things in very different ways, it may not be a good relationship. Obviously, you want to check some of the substantive knowledge of your lawyer as well. Have they done the types of transactions you're involved in? Are they familiar with how things are structured? Have they negotiated those types of documents before? So you can ask kind of those basic blocking and tackling questions as well. But I think where a lot of people make the mistake is they don't spend enough time on the personality, negotiation style, how everybody's going to work together. So I think if you spend a little more time on that, you'll be well served. Hopefully that leads you to the right lawyer who will be somebody you can work with over time. If you are a business owner, business leader, and you're thinking about the future of business, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Also, would love to see your comments. Obviously, don't put anything confidential in the comments because they can be viewed by anyone. They're public on the internet. But it would be nice to see what your thoughts are. And make sure you check out our library of past videos as well. We have a lot of topics about business and business law, stuff that will probably help you improve and achieve your goals. All right, thanks for tuning in today. I'll see you for another video very soon.